Welcome to Life on the Wabash, your home for the lighter, brighter, happier side of your community. We'll cover places to go, events to explore, recipes to try, and information that makes your life easier or more fun. Let's dive in. Good morning and welcome to Life on the Wabash. I'm Lindsay Maramis.
And I'm Kogo Staknik. Consider this a jumping off point.
This show invites you to connect with your community in a deeper way.
From new businesses to rich traditions, this is a home for fun and exploration.
It's also an educational effort. Boilermakers like Coco are producing this show and getting hands-on TV training in the process.
Coming up, we go inside the area's newest coffee shop, what Ghost Roaster Coffee is brewing up.
Steak with a side of golf. We're headed inside Boiler House Prime.
Plus, 25 years of La Scala, how this area staple is crafting unforgettable Italian dishes.
Take me out to the Aviators, a preview of all the summer fun to come.
Cue the orchestra and its talented young guest stars. What Lafayette Symphony Orchestra is doing to expand opportunities for patrons and performers.
A sweet treat just ahead, the wacky, wild flavors of Silver Dipper.
And we'll finish with a father-daughter honeybee business and their heartwarming story.
Life on the Wabash starts now. What happens when you mix scenic golf course with classic steakhouse? We're outside the Pete Dye Clubhouse on Purdue's campus to get a look at the new Boiler House Prime. The restaurant is quickly generating buzz in the community. Let's go take a look. We're here now with General Manager Shane Keaton. When you walk in the door, Shane, it's almost like the experience begins. Tell us about the mood you're trying to create in here.
Yeah, that's fun to watch when people come up for the first time and their reaction to the bar and the raw bar and everything. It's kind of a breathtaking first impression. We want to create a nice, fun, social environment.
And we're also at a very special location on campus. Tell us about the setting.
Yeah, we're lucky to be on one of the best, college courses, golf complexes in the country. 2 Pete Dye golf courses. You get a view of the Ackerman course from the restaurant, from the bar, from the dining room, and then the 18th green of the Kostler course is right across the street there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We have to talk about the food too, because that is the main draw. What can people expect?
Well, when you first come up, you'll see the raw bar. That's something that's unique to West Lafayette. King crab legs, the jumbo shrimp, different types of oysters, lobster cocktail, stuff like that. And then of course we're known for our steaks. Prime is in the name, so we do serve the USDA Prime cuts. We get Lynn's Heritage Angus fillets. We also have Wagyu beef from our own ranch in Brush Creek Ranch in Wyoming. And then we also serve A5 Japanese Wagyu. So a lot of good choices on the steaks, and there's great dishes prepared by the chefs as well on seafood. Our salmon Wellington is very popular. It's a play on beef Wellington, but it has a Ora King salmon in it, so it's really, really good.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was just what it's like getting rolling, because this is still very new. What's been going on behind the scenes?
Still working hard at it, trying to get better every day. There's a lot of training for the team. They had a lot to learn. Not many of them had any experience in a real upscale steakhouse like this. There's not really one in Lafayette, but they're learning, they're working hard. It's really fun to watch and them grow and learn and be able to teach, stuff that I've learned over the years. And it's a new challenge every day.
Fantastic. Well, we have to head into the dining room so we can explore more. Thanks, Shane.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Ashley now to take a look at the dining room. It's a beautiful space.
Yeah.
What makes this particular room special?
So the color scheme is really unique. We really wanted to mimic like a classic gentleman's golf attire.
I feel it.
Yeah. So that's what the color scheme is about, with the teal, the rusty orange color, and then of course like the cream, and then that lighter blue. So that's how we obviously honor the golf course. Pete Dye, which was the architect of both of the courses here, and that's what the clubhouse is named after. And so we wanted to bring a little bit of that flair upstairs to the steakhouse as well.
And it's all designed to create this special experience for guests. Tell us about your goal.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely our goal is to create an exceptional guest experience any which way that we can. So from the moment that you interact with our valet associates when you come through the front door, the experience you have being greeted by the hostesses. Every single one of our associates is always looking for an opportunity to create an elevated experience. We like to be exactly like nobody else, right? And a lot of guests have commented how I don't feel like I'm in West Lafayette, and that's definitely the experience that we're trying to create, so we love to hear that.
And of course, it's all about the food. Tell us about some of the menu highlights and what's really different.
Yeah, so something that's really unique about us is, I would say, our steak toppers that we have. So we have those on our 8-ounce fillets. We have the best cuts of meat you're gonna get from Indianapolis to Chicago, hands down.
Well, anything else you think people need to know?
We have an amazing bar. The bar is an experience in and of itself. It's beautiful. We really encourage people to come out and enjoy our bar. We're getting ready to open the patio here in just about a week. We have some really unique cocktails. We have a very, very, very beautiful, extensive wine selection as well. Come out, enjoy our bar. We have happy hour Monday through Friday from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at our bar.
So many ways to enjoy the space. Thanks so much, Ashley.
Thank you so much.
We're here outside Loeb Stadium, home of the Lafayette Aviators of the Prospect League, and we're going to head inside to showcase what they have to offer this upcoming summer. We're here in the team store of the Lafayette Aviators. We can get all your fun Aviators gear. I'm here with Danny Shingleton, the general manager of the Aviators. Can you talk about the Prospect League? That's what the Aviators are in. What type of players are playing in this league over the summer?
So our league is summer collegiate baseball. We're a wood bat league. We have 18 teams in the Prospect League. So our players come from all the colleges all over.
So we know a lot of the other teams in this league have had guys get drafted. Any Aviators in the majors right now?
Yeah, we have Trey Sweeney that was drafted by the Detroit Tigers.
Okay.
And Danley.
Yes, Jackson Danley. He's a former Boilermaker. I didn't realize he was an Aviator as well.
Yeah, so he got drafted by the Atlanta Braves.
We're in the stands here with Dustin. So Dustin, when's the season start? When's opening day for the Aviators?
Our opening day is May 27th. We got some new fun stuff coming this season. I am the food and beverage director. New this year, we've got nacho helmets coming this year. We got foot-long hot dogs, returning fan favorite beer bats. Just some small things are coming back this year.
Are there any fun promotional events coming up? Some fun themed nights?
Absolutely, yeah. We have every year we do our Street Fest. That's right outside the stadium. We close down Wallace and Bryce Street. We have food trucks come out, bounce houses, games for the kids. We have Purdue night. We bring out athletes from the Purdue baseball or Purdue basketball team, football, anyone that wants to come out, alumni. It's always a big night for us. Hispanic Heritage Night's a huge night for us. We do a lot of specialty themed nights with that. Breast Cancer Awareness Night, Top Gun Night. Those are just a few to name.
Sounds like a lot of fun this summer at Loeb Stadium. All right, now we're here on the field. I'm here with Grant, and let's talk about that water park we got behind us. Sounds like a lot of fun back there. You get any kids meandering over here after having some fun at the water park on a summer afternoon?
Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of people that actually go to the water park. They plan out their whole day. They'll go to the water park, and then a really good idea is to come right to the ballpark right after, just for a day of fun with the Trop Canoe Cove, and then come right to the baseball game right after.
That sounds like a fun summer afternoon, if I've ever heard one. Now, I grew up going to Danville Dan's games. Dan's are not too far away from here. Are there any sort of rivalries in the Prospect League? Any big matchups that the Aviators look forward to every year?
I would say there are a few. One would be the Chillicothe Paints, just because they're very good every year. But another one, and I would say the main one, is the Terre Haute Rex. We have a King of the Wabash rivalry series with them. I believe we play them 4 or 5 times this year, so you don't want to miss out on it. It's a really good series every time. So,
yeah, well, make sure you guys come out to Loeb, go out there at the water park, enjoy some time, and then make sure we get the Wabash right here in Lafayette. Well, you heard it from Grant and Dustin. Sounds like there's going to be a lot of fun nights here at the ballpark at Loeb Stadium. Come out and watch the Aviators take on the other teams in the Prospect League. Maybe they can bring home a trophy like they did back in 2017. And who knows, maybe you'll see the next MLB prospect come out of Lafayette.
A father-daughter honey business in Boswell, Indiana. I'm here today at MB's Honey Farm to check out their story.
My dad used to work for an agricultural company, and they started selling products that were bee safe. And so my dad decided, well, if I'm gonna start selling these products that are bee safe, I wanna know why and what the importance is. So I wanna raise my own bees. My dad, I think when we were kind of talking about making a business out of this. I said, Dad, we need a name for the farm. What do you want to call it? Like McBees, because our last name's McDaniel. And he's like, no, what about MBees? Because that's just what everybody calls me. And I was like, oh, and he's like, well, you were here when, it got started, so why not just name it after you? My dad always said, you either win or you learn. You don't ever lose. I know even now, just doing this alone is like, oh my gosh, I've got all these, there's like 50,000 bees in a hive. So I'm like, I gotta take care of all these bees now. It's pretty cool. There's just so much different stuff about a beehive. The queen bee, she's the main one, she's the biggest one. She's got a bald back, a long end on her, and you'll see them doing like their waggle dances in front of the hives. My dad always would say every day's Earth Day where we come from. That was like his little slogan he would say about the honey farm, and pollination that the bees provide for the crops and stuff around them is just crucial. We actually have had the opportunity now to take our hives to the apple orchard in Rossville, Hillside Acres. Those rows and rows of apple trees and all those blossoms, and like my 2 little beehives, they're just working so hard. I actually just checked on them last week and they were doing amazing. I was really excited and like proud of them. When we got our bees, it was insane. Our apple trees, our plum trees, just everything that can be pollinated out here was quadrupled. We have roughly 30 hives right now, but it is bad luck to count your hives and to tell people your hives. So we just started with 2 hives 10 years ago, and now we have a whole honey farm and we're in 6 different stores.
Honoring her father's legacy, one happy honeybee at a time. Reporting for Life on the Wabash, I'm Aubrey Hicks.
We're here at La Scala, Lafayette's longest running Italian restaurant, to talk to the people behind it, learn about the delicious food, and celebrate their 25th anniversary.
My name is Maria Wabright. I'm here with Pearson and Paco Serrano. We're at La Scala. Can you tell me a little bit about how you guys started this business and together?
We started with nothing. We were a cook and a librarian who wanted to own a restaurant, and we took over a fledgling restaurant that was right here, and we just built it piece by piece. That was back in 2000.
This is how we started, really, really, really small. We started with 1 server, and that's it, I think, and I do the rest. Yeah, I cook, I wash the dishes.
Yeah, and you guys have had some amazing growth within this restaurant. Can you tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind maybe some of your dishes or how you come to be?
Yeah, Paco's experience was in cooking Italian food. And so we knew we had that base to build on. And then I got super interested in farming, and I started to grow a lot of our produce. So we became very farm fork, and that kind of synergistically we worked that way. And that's how we moved forth with the menu and with Cannabis.
And Paco, you are mainly in the kitchen. What is one of your favorite dishes to make?
We started 25 years ago. Only we have pastas, no protein at all. And the process, we start add new style, chicken, seafood. We don't play a lot with the steaks, but we have some. Right now, one of my favorites is ravioli Florentine or lobster mac and cheese. So we sell them a lot of those. But that's yeah.
Well, as you're talking about bringing an Italian restaurant to Lafayette, it was kind of new for you guys. And now you guys have been named one of Lafayette's best Italian restaurants in Lafayette for many years. How has that impacted business for you?
Just, from the beginning, it was just growth. And we were the dark horse. And I'm sure no one really took us very seriously because we were just, 10 tables and, kind of just doing it on a shoestring. And so, once word got out about the food, it just built from there.
That's a really cool experience for the both of you. And now you are celebrating your 25th anniversary. What's your guys' key to success in bringing customers back in this vibrant and interesting restaurant experience?
There's a couple things that come to mind. Obviously the food is the center of it all. So that's super important. I think, over the 25 years, we've been so blessed to have some really amazing staff members, often connected to Purdue. I think that we're a restaurant that maybe wouldn't succeed if we weren't in a college town. So that has been super important to us. Another secret to success for us, and we really feel passionately about this, is we never had a business partner. It was always us. We relied on each other.
So practically she worked more in front of the house, I work more back of the house. Like in the menu. So I got my ideas, she got her ideas, I take ideas from my sous chef too. Then we put all together, and we see them. We go from there.
Come and celebrate La Scala's 25th anniversary, May 10th from 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at 312 Main Street in Lafayette, Indiana. You can also find more information at lascalaitalianrestaurant.com.
Can you hear that? The musicians of the Lafayette Symphony Orchestra are busy preparing for their final concert of the season. We're here now with Kellen Gray, the conductor, to talk more about the preparations. Tell us about this final performance.
So this final performance of the year is going to feature Tchaikovsky's Sixth Symphony, his Pathetique Symphony. It's one that's a bit biographical. It's about his life, sort of accepting that he's going to pass soon, probably, because he was very ill when he wrote it. And then also pairing two other composers that are sort of similar to him. Lily Boulanger, who was a woman composer during her life, and because she was a woman, she wasn't allowed to have a professional career composing. And so in many ways, she was in sort of the legacy of Tchaikovsky, who didn't really get to live to be the full person that he wanted to be.
I hear this one is quite ambitious.
Yes, it is quite a tough symphony. It's quite rigorous. It is rough on the body as far as the actual physicality of embodying the music, and also for the musicians. They have a lot of notes to play, and because it is about the entire life of someone, it is quite a long piece, so it's over 40 minutes long.
Is there anything in particular that we in the audience should be listening for?
A lot of things to listen for in this particular piece. In fact, behind the orchestra, we're going to be super titling biographical aspects of Tchaikovsky's life that sort of line up with the piece. And there's one particular moment that is really amazing, tragic but amazing, where you hear a soft gong happening, and that is the moment where Tchaikovsky sort of accepts that he will pass eventually. And it's towards the end of the piece, and from there, there's this slow sort of ascent to sort of the end of his life.
One other thing I wanted to talk to you about was what you just finished. In April, there was a special event featuring young musicians.
Yes. So that was our Keller Showcase, where on the first half of our program, we feature 3 concerto competition winners of our Keller competition. The Mendelssohn Violin Concerto First Movement, the Mozart Piano Concerto Number 20, and Saint-Saëns Piano Concerto Number 2, with our 3 young soloists, and then also Brahms' Second Symphony on the second half.
As somebody whose life focuses on music, what does it mean to you personally to see these young people take the stage?
It's always special to see that. I can remember my days when I was their age. They're about 20, 11, and 14.
Wow.
And those are really pivotal ages, especially if you're trying to be an artist. You're trying to discover who you are as a person and who you are as an artist while you're still learning the instrument, you're still learning the basics. And so it can be tough, and it's difficult to do on your own. And I was really lucky to have mentors and people that helped me along the path. And I'm just glad that myself and my colleagues at the Lafayette Symphony can be one of the people that helps them along.
So you're approaching the off season,
Yes.
but it doesn't look like you slow down. What happens when the season is not underway?
There really isn't an off season. It's sadly, when I'm not actually running around to do these concerts, there are summer concerts. So I'll be here many times, but I'll also be in Washington, D.C. doing concerts with the National Symphony, in Minnesota with the Minnesota Orchestra, and also the Royal Scottish National Orchestra back in Scotland.
Okay, well, don't forget, May 17th is the next performance. We'll leave you now with the music of the Lafayette Symphony Orchestra.
Calling all coffee lovers, there's a new spot in town you won't want to miss. Whether you're looking for a cozy new work spot or a place to fuel your morning caffeine cravings, Ghost Coffee Roaster is brewing up something special. Today we're sitting down with owner Corey Brooks to get the inside scoop on what this fresh new spot is bringing to the local coffee scene. What was your inspiration?
So I knew that I needed to tie the coffee together. I needed to tie the brand together. So my thought was I would go to each of the countries that I was bringing coffee from, and then try to tie the name of those coffees to local or cultural folklore surrounding.
I love that. And speaking of Ghost, so the Ghost theme branding is super unique here. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the thought process was behind that and how it ties into the menu as well?
It was just me knowing that I'd been at a place for a long time, that I was getting ready to transition, and it was about that kind of feeling of, moving on, transitioning, leaving parts of yourself behind, going to start new things, and how that all feels very much sometimes like you're transparent and you want to be seen at the same time. So that's how it all kind of started. That turned into me also trying to process, like, hey, how can I bring a theme and a brand together? And those two things kind of morphed into what you see here. The logo and kind of the vibe behind everything was, I very much liked the black and white style. But if you notice, when you look at some of the bags and the labels that I made for each of the ghosts, I also wanted like some real bright, like poppy colors to kind of like stand out. So even the inside of the cafe is kind of themed black and white, and I wanted some colors to kind of pop and stand out. It's not set up to be, I think, like kitschy. It's a good cross between lab-oriented, very strict and high-grade coffees. Also a relaxing kind of chill vibe, which is very serious about the coffees. I like to source the best that I can find. I'm using all specialty coffees. That plays into some of my actual professional background of coffees. The awesome part about where I'm at is I'm very close to a lot of the athletic events that are going to be going on. I also have this amazing, beautiful courtyard right out in front of the building. I really want to offer some flights and some tastings. So instead of people coming in and just grabbing a cup of coffee, I can maybe pour 4 or 5 different coffees for people. And so ultimately, I think it'd be really cool to be able to do an open mic or something like that in this setting for multiple reasons. The acoustics in this front cafe are awesome. And then also, like I said, like just the kind of beauty that is in this little area that's kind of closed off and exposed at the same time.
Everyone at home, make sure to stop by Ghost Coffee Roaster at 750 West Stadium Avenue.
Welcome to Silver Dipper Ice Cream Shop, where every scoop is an adventure. Now I'm with David Carson, the owner of the Silver Dipper shop. What inspired you to open the Silver Dipper Ice Cream Shop?
Well, my father and I were working together in Chicago, and long days and commuting on the highway. And it was just getting stressful, and we thought, you know what, let's open up a business. And we looked at some other businesses, we looked at some other food businesses, and we thought, you know what, life is short, ice cream is fun, let's sell ice cream. And that's what we did, not knowing anything about selling ice cream. We just took a risk.
So how did you choose the name of Silver Dipper?
Many, many people have asked us over the years, and it's kind of funny, but it's true. We were trying to think of a name, and it was kind of hard. We were trying to think of something catchy, something different and unique. At the time, all I could think of, how about just the ice cream shop in big, bold letters, and it just didn't work. And one night, my mom was looking at a shower head, and a shower head is up high, and it's silver. And she thought about the Little Dipper and the silver, the Big Dipper at night. And thought about, well, ice cream scoops are silver. How about just the Silver Dipper? And that's what we chose. We buy from a mom and pop family, kind of like what we are. We're not a franchise, but they make seasonal flavors. So there's some stuff they make for spring, some for summer, some for fall, some winter. And we just get emails from them, or they'll call us and say, hey, now we have peach for the next 2 months. Now we have key lime pie for the next few months. And that's just kind of how that works. And we don't have to buy it. We can buy whatever flavors we want, but we usually get almost all the seasonal ones they make.
So I have noticed that you have several different categories in the ice cream choices. And could you explain what categories are there and how did you organize?
Yeah, we usually try to keep like the chocolates together. We'll keep like a lot of cookie and caramels together, and then we try to keep a lot of the fruit flavors together. We do it sometimes for cross-contamination, just so it's easier for people. If they know they like chocolate, they just run over to this freezer. Or if they want fruit stuff, they just stay over in that freezer. So a lot of the different flavors they develop, and they even ask some of the employees or some of their long-term customers up there. They'll come up with different flavors, and then they have a contest in Madison, Wisconsin, and they let their own customers come up with the names. And lots of times it's just trial and error. You'll try something for a while. If it works good, you keep it. And if it doesn't, they quit making it.
And what was the most popular choice among your customers?
Sure. Most ice cream shops will do just like by the scoop, a single, a double. Some shops don't even do triples, really. But since we're on a college campus, and you got a lot of college kids that want to eat a lot, have fun, and stuff like that, we decided to do triple scoops and really put that on our menu board. Zanzibar is definitely the most popular. It's a dark fudge chocolate. Zoreos are second most popular. It's the same ice cream, but with marshmallow and Oreos. And then, of course, Oreo, cookie dough, a lot of different peanut butter flavors, stuff that college kids like. They're popular stuff, snack foods. Yeah, the people in Madison, Wisconsin that make the ice cream, they do have like a little experimental kitchen. And we went and toured it last year because they've been adding on to their place because they're getting more and more popular. And so they do. Every day, they have people there that are trying different things, making on different things, and then they will sell them in their own stores up there in Madison. So there's lots of things that they try that we never see because we don't even know if it's going to go good or bad. We just find out later. So
are there any upcoming promotions or initiatives you would like to share with us today?
Yeah, we're really trying to grow the awareness of us on campus. I mean, we've been here almost 25 years. We're a very popular night spot. We're open late every night, year-round. But we've been doing more and more apparel and merch. We're always doing different hats and beanies and t-shirts and hoodies. And we're going to start doing some Silver Dipper joggers. And we try to always sell our merch for what we pay for it, sometimes even at a loss. Just so kids can come in, get something cool, wear it, and more and more people can see our name out there.
So grab a scoop and get ready to savor something special. And join us with dive into sweet story behind several different ice cream shops.
Life on the Wabash will be going on a hiatus, but we'll be back with more in the fall.
Until then, we encourage you to explore more and have a happy Saturday.
Brought to you in partnership with Purdue University Brian Lamb School of Communication and NBC 16 Lafayette, a Star City TV station.